Adventurer. Today's topic was inspired by my experiences from yesterday, which tends to be where these videos come from. A lot of it is inspired. I'm just receiving inspiration and I'm sharing it with you. A lot of times it comes from what's happening in my life. So yesterday, I had hoped to get on video. I had hoped to do some of creating a bug-free mind. That's something I'm doing every other day, where I'm going through that book by Andy Shaw, and I'm using it to help myself and others who might be interested to start debugging the self, so that we can create what we actually do want in our life. We can program what we do want in our mind. But I really took a dip yesterday. I really just felt stuck. I felt that I had some very strong desires and I couldn't see how I could make them happen, and I just was just like, ugh. And also it's winter and it's been hovering around 0 degrees for the last 2 weeks, sometimes exactly 0 degrees, and it's been dark and I haven't been walking and blah 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 blah. Basically that was what was going on with me, and it's very real. I like to be real with people. I like people to be real with me. But I don't like watching someone who's super depressed and just not fully with it, so I couldn't imagine putting that out there for you guys. Actually, Brian, my husband's joked about it, like, man, you looked so, like, upset. And I'm like, I was really tired. So, long story short, I decided not to do the video yesterday, but instead, I want to learn from it. I want to work with it. I know we've all been in that place where we've been down, we've been dark, and it really made me think about what I could do with that situation, how I could move forward, and how I could apply something into my life, because it's bound to come up again where I have those emotions. It's happened before, it's bound to happen again. Part of that will be from debugging my mind and creating the bug-free mind in the process I've been doing. But part of that, I realize, is just coming back again to the concept of acceptance. Who am I? What's going on with me? And this is where I'm at right now. Let's work with it. I had some things in mind yesterday that I wanted to get done, and I didn't get them done. And I realized I was just in a place yesterday where I probably wasn't going to get those things done. I probably needed some extra rest. There may have been things that are happening in my environment, like energetically, maybe magnetically with the earth, maybe because there was less sun. And I just was not in a place where I could be super productive. And the thought that came to me today was, maybe that's okay. Maybe I need to be checking in with myself and knowing what status I'm in and working with that. Maybe it means giving myself extra rest. Maybe it means dipping into my joy chest, my joy box, whatever you want to call it, whatever your toolbox is of things that bring you joy. Maybe it's activities that bring you joy. Maybe it's being with someone that brings you joy, or maybe it's being alone. Who knows? But we need to have a joy box. We need to have things that help us recharge, and sometimes we just need to go to sleep. And that's okay. If you think about animals in the winter, some of them do a lot of hibernating. Some, all they're doing is sleeping. I think the bugs out here just sleep, right? That's how they come back in the summer. So it's very natural to do that. And then I compared that with this morning. I ended up waking up really early because I had a student this morning, and I had my energy tea, and we had a really good lesson, and in a period of 1 hour, I got 3 things done that I thought was going to take me a whole morning. So I thought, maybe I need to ponder that for a minute. I could have forced myself through those 3 things yesterday and taken maybe 3 or 4 hours, or I could have worked with my rhythms and where I was and did what I did today and just let myself do it when I was in the flow, when I was excited, and when I was ready to go. So that's something I've been thinking about. The more we're aware of ourselves and how we work and what influences us, the more we can bend like the river reed or go like the flow with the river and enjoy life more. If there's the talk about Mercury retrograde. I'm not saying that we should let Mercury retrograde or even our astrological signs completely take over our lives and we just give up on life until Mercury retrograde is over. But if we're having some experiences where we're struggling with communication or technology, and we're being positive and we're just feeling really tired and we don't have a strict deadline for the next day, then maybe it's okay to put it aside for a little bit, come back to it later. This is tough for me because our minds are powerful. We can create anything with our mind. I'm just saying, if you're having some influences, be aware of it and just move with it, move around it the best you can, unless you want to fight and struggle. I was thinking a lot about discipline. I know some people who are very disciplined, and I myself have at times been very disciplined, and that's worked out great. There's a great freedom in having that control over yourself. And at other times I've been very disciplined and just rammed things through. I can be good at that too. And I found that I was very unhappy when I did that. Particularly if there was a period of time where I was being very disciplined and just really focusing on getting certain things done and just not paying attention to myself and what I was needing at the time. Just laser focused on being disciplined and being productive. I burned out. And that's something I need to know. That's something we need to know is, where's our limit with things? Where's our balance? How do we know? Sometimes we're just very introspective people. It comes naturally. Sometimes it involves experimentation. We need to take the time to do what I'm doing right now with you. Look back at a day and say, wow, this was great. Why? Let's look for this. Let's be in the flow with this when this is going great. Or, wow, yesterday, that was awful and very depressing. Okay, maybe I needed to rest more. Maybe I needed to help myself more. I mean, some other things that I've become aware of are how much I'm influenced by sugar. I've been having a lot of sugar lately, particularly since the holidays. That can affect who I am. Not everybody's influenced by the same foods the same way. Or look at exercise. I've gotten numerous suggestions and reports, intuitive reports that have suggested that I need to be doing very high energy repetitive exercise to move things out, to give those emotions a place to go. And it's also a great endorphin, right? So those are things that I need to be aware of, that we need to be aware of, so that we can be our best selves and move through life with the most enjoyment. That's what I wanted to share with you today. That's what I got out of yesterday. Sum it all up one more time. It's okay. Let's accept where we are, what's happening, and let's be aware of it so that we can move through life more easily, more enjoyably. What are some things that you've learned about yourself recently? What are some things that maybe don't help you move with the flow? And what are some things that help you get back on track? And what are some things that you've noticed about your experiences lately in that process of getting to know yourself and helping yourself move and live through life? I would like to know. And I will see you again next week. I hope you enjoyed this. Please leave comments. Please leave questions. We love interaction, and we are Valuable Media. And also, please check out the other videos there. Also, we're on Facebook. And much love and many blessings to you all. Bye now.